sound? Yep, it's working. Sound's back. Sound's working. Let me just see if it pops up on the screen with some latest Manchester United transfer news. Now, what? I'm live, sorry. Right. Oh. Sup everyone, this is Draco back yet again with some latest Manchester United transfer news now, and some transfer speculation as well as some Manchester United news. We got Moussa Dembele to Manchester United transfer news. We got Real Madrid considering Paul Pogba transfer latest, as well as Diogo Dalot's transfer future and Sergio Ramos's transfer future. If you're new to the channel, I do everything related to Manchester United. I am doing some live streams more recently. I'm doing live streams on my channel. So thanks for everyone's support and the commentary and etc. etc. It's still growing. It's not consistent enough, but it's still growing. You know, it is what it is. Make sure you smash the like button, guys. It does go a very, very long way. Before I head into the channel, before I head into the chat, I can see you, Faris. How you doing, buddy? Hope you're well. Oh, you're self-isolating again. Ooh, that's unlucky, bro. What are you self-isolating for? But anyway, there are various reports coming out today that Manchester United are keen on signing Moussa Dembele, but face competition from West Ham. This is according to the Sun. Not just the Sun. I know the Sun, you know, whatever you think about the Sun, but also in terms of Manchester Evening News have been reporting this news as well. So I'll read you out this article. According to the Sun, Olympic Lyon striker Moussa Dembele still remains on the radars of Premier League giants Manchester United, who are still looking to add more depth to the squad. However, the Red Devils will now have to contend with competition from fellow Premier League clubs West Ham for his signature. So Dembele came through the youth ranks at PSG, just goes on to say. But what does kind of impress me with Dembele is he's bagged 51 goals in 94 appearances now for Lyon. Right now, you might think like, hang on, this is you know, the French league, you know, it's the Farmers League, whatever you want to call it. But this return of goals to appearance ratio is pretty impressive, and he's still 24. He hasn't reached his peak yet, you can say. I'm just going to go through some of the stats. So this season he's played 10 games, but unfortunately he hasn't scored any games. But you can see by the minutes that he's only played 482 minutes. Now, there are some games you can see he played full 90 minutes, then there are other games that he barely featured in the games. I'm not quite sure about it, actually. It doesn't say if he's been injured or if he's out of form or something's happening around Lyon. But certainly he hasn't got as many game time this season as opposed to previous season. So if you go back to previous season, which is the latest season, you can see that he's 46 games, 24 goals, 7 assists. That is a huge return in all competition. He is purely a centre forward, a pacey one that is. He's got an eye for goal. And come to think of it, my opinion on this is, look, we got Anthony Martial, right? Rashford is not playing as a striker. He's playing more as a left-sided inside forward, and Mason Greenwood can play as a striker, but he's still young, still developing. Yes, we have Cavani for about a year, I believe, or 2 years. Don't quote me on that. Do correct me if I'm wrong, by the way. We have Cavani, but he's not a long-term solution for Manchester United. I think much like Igalo, where he came in and kind of bridged the gap a little bit, I think Cavani does that. But obviously Cavani's quality versus Igalo is much higher. But in terms of long term, yes, we don't have another striker up front to challenge Anthony Martial. And we go back to the left back that we have. Like, we had Luke Shaw's situation where he's been up and down, and he's been, you know, some seasons he's been really poor. There hasn't been any cover, and you know what, as a player you kind of think like, hang on, I can do whatever I want, because we have nobody else in the club that can play my position, much like David De Gea, right? But as soon as Alex Telles has come in, you can see Luke Shaw's, this season in particular, a lot of the games he's played really well. Same with David De Gea. It seems to have been a different sort of shift of mentality in regards to David De Gea, because he knows right behind him there is Dean Henderson looming in the background. So competition is always always good. It does allow us to rotate players. It does allow us to kind of take our informed players. It does add squad quality depth as well. And Moussa Dembele, for a reported fee of around £30 million, that's what some reports are coming out saying is a good deal in my opinion. And I think if we do end up signing him, it will provide a good quality competition to Anthony Martial. Some people might turn around and say, look, we've got Mason Greenwood, you know, that's our future striker sorted, but you have to understand, Mason Greenwood is still 18 years of age. He's still learning the game. It can take several years, despite he's got talents, but it can take several years for him to be up there amongst a really good top striker who will challenge the first number 9 position at all times. So, and being an 18 years of age, to put up a pressure on him in terms of the Premier League, Champions League, with everything that's happening around Manchester United is not fair. And I think his development needs to be kind of a progressive development, not a case of we got great talent, let's shove him in. It doesn't work like that, because all he requires is a huge injury to him, demoralization, tiredness, and it can destroy a career before it's even started. And plus, Mason Greenwood is definitely a type of player that I reckon in the future, yes, he can play across the front three because he's great, you know, two-footed player. But in terms of a number 9, I think he's too small for a number 9 player. And I think being on the wings with his pace, it can be definitely more utilized there. Potentially a right winger in the future. You never know. Make sure you smash the like button, guys. Ousmane Dembele rejected both Liverpool, Juventus and Manchester United on the loan last summer. Big shout out to Footy Live. Yes, we have covered that a lot around Ousmane Dembele. Unfortunately, he has rejected a lot of the clubs. He's had a decent start to Barcelona, but I'm not sure about his latest transfer dealings around now. We are dealing with Moussa Dembele, with the reports coming out today in regards to Manchester United being interested in signing him along with West Ham. Personally, for me, as I said, competition is good. His goal to appearance ratio is really good. And, you know, Martial, where we had him out for 3 games in the Premier League, we have suffered. If he's out of form, there's a grueling season coming up. There's Champions League every couple of days, as well as a 6-pointer in terms of Premier League games for Manchester United, certainly every weekend. Having competition and strength in depth always helps. Obviously, we've got Cavani right now to kind of sort of bridge that gap a little bit, I guess. But that's the latest around Moussa Dembele. Those are the latest reports coming around from certain outlets, especially an interesting one from Manchester Evening News, who are known to have sources close to Manchester United. But it is what it is. Let me know your thoughts, guys. You know, just get in touch with it, whether it's in the comment section or later on. Do let me know, guys. It is a quick live stream. I normally want to do that every day. A quick live stream in between my work, where I can take a bit of break and just do a quick 20-minute live stream video to update you guys on some of the certain newsies that are happening in regards to United, and also some transfer speculation, which is always nice. Going back to the comment section, Footy Live says Dembele is an option. By the way, Tom, have you changed your Twitter handle, by the way? Dembele is an option, however, a deal is very hard to get done with Barcelona being in transition, and I agree. I think in regards to Ousmane Dembele, Barcelona are in a huge transitional period, right? We got Messi coming up to his end of contract, I believe, this season. I don't believe he'll extend, or even if he does, it'll be his last sort of legs, you can say. And Barcelona need players, especially the front, you know, with Griezmann not doing as much as they had hoped for, with Messi aging, Luis Suarez leaving, Dembele, a lot of pressure is going to be on Dembele. Unfortunately, his injury record proves otherwise. He's had a decent start to the season, and, you know, it is what it is. Footy Live says, I thought you was on about Ousmane Dembele, not Moussa Dembele from Lyon, my bad. That's alright. I mean, we can talk about Ousmane Dembele as well. It's not a problem. But Moussa Dembele, that's the latest reports, speculations that's coming out this morning in regards to Moussa Dembele. I'm going to go to the comment section. Faris says, would you want to sell Pogba? This actually leads us to the next news, which is Paul Pogba. Some reports are coming out today that Real Madrid, surprise, are reportedly weighing up a move for Manchester United midfielder Paul Pogba during next summer's transfer window. The France international has struggled for form at club level this season, scoring just once in 11 appearances for the Red Devils. So United apparently are prepared to sell him for £54 million next summer, and Juventus continue to be credited with an interest in the former player. However, according to AS, Madrid are also considering 2021 move for the midfielder, who recently revealed that he dreams of representing the Spanish Giants. Look, they're all off into the international duties. You know how it works with international duties. They're gonna go into the international duties, and Pogba, we've seen in the past, he talks a lot more when in international duties. He mentions Real Madrid more. Look, it's no surprise that Pogba wants to move to Real Madrid. I mean, he's favored for Real Madrid. We know about it. Everybody knows about it. He's refused to sign a contract, although it's not really a refusal to sign a contract, but he hasn't signed the contract, and United in turn has activated a 1-year extension, automatic extension, so which means rather than leaving for in 2 years time, he's got 3 years extension. So there is a possibility he's 27, I believe. But according to this report, £54 million. Now, going back to Faris's comment, I was like that as well. Footy Live says Moussa Dembele news I've not heard of. Everyone give a follow to Tom. He brings fantastic news, not just Manchester United, by the way, but news in general in regards to transfer. And he has that sort of news has slipped past his net. Don't worry, I got you, bro. I'm gonna actually hold on one second while I talk about this. Footy Live. I don't have Tom. There we go. Just give me a second, guys. I'm just gonna link him his Twitter, because has he Tom Journalist 1, he's changed his Twitter handle. Excellent. So that's his Twitter. Go and give him a follow, guys. Fantastic person to follow, actually, in terms of transfer news as well. For those of you joining into the stream, thank you so much for joining into the stream. Smash the like button. But £54 million apparently for Paul Pogba, that is daylight robbery. Look, Paul Pogba hasn't had a best of seasons, right? It hasn't had a best of seasons. But to sell him potentially for £54 million is not a wise move, in my opinion. I think definitely if Pogba wants to leave, I think, and Madrid wants to sign him, I think rip Madrid's transfer fee out of the window. You know, just grab everything. I think he's worth at least, in recent times, 60, 70, 80 million pounds. That mark, I think selling him for that much will certainly give us enough in the coffers to kind of replace him. Such a quality player, but unfortunately he hasn't lived up to his expectation at Manchester United. It's been, what, 4 or 5 years that he's been back at the club, and every season we're saying Pogba's had a fantastic game, or Pogba's on not on form, or Pogba hasn't done this. To be frank, he has had his moments, but I think a lot of it with the expectation you expect from him, especially what he does for France, I think it's not up to par. And you can see especially in the Everton game, and you got the PSG game as well, that we actually really need Paul Pogba like we used to in a few years ago? Don't think so. I mean, our player like Fred has stepped up. McTominay has his up and down, but we got Donny as well, who, by the way, does not get any game time, but I'm sure he will. We got Bruno Fernandes obviously in there, and I think a lot of us are kind of thinking that maybe Paul Pogba is not indispensable as we had thought he might be. You know, that's my thinking. It is in regards to Paul Pogba, but for £54 million, no chance. I think £54 million is a bargain for Paul Pogba, you know, despite the fact that he's not been in the best of forms in regards to Manchester United, but he's still a quality player. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Nice one, Draco. Everyone give it like, oh, thank you so much, Footy Live. Really do appreciate that. Make sure you smash the like button, guys. I don't do many live streams. I just do quick 20-30 minute video live streams. So give a shout out for that. Thank you. Last bit of news. So apparently AC Milan are reportedly keen on Diogo Dalot. Obviously, Dalot has been on loan to AC Milan, who has been doing really well. But AC Milan want a permanent transfer for him. And for me personally, look, I hold my hands up. I liked Diogo Dalot. I was slightly disappointed that Diogo Dalot has moved to AC Milan. I think he can offer a lot more to Manchester United. He's very attack-minded fullback. He can play on the right side. He can certainly play on the left side, but he's predominantly a right-sided right back. Obviously, with Aaron Wan-Bissaka being the only one there, we do not have anyone else there. So it was a bit of a shocker for me that Diogo Dalot decided to go on a loan. I thought that with the Alex Telles situation, we covered the left-back position really well. But Aaron Wan-Bissaka now is the only sole right-back position player there. If he gets an injury or needs a rest, we do not have a natural right-back, you can say. But this is according to, you know, this article saying that Diogo Dalot is on the radar of AC Milan, who wants to make him a permanent deal. In my opinion, I will keep him. I think he has a lot more to offer at United. I think going on loan, you know, getting game time will definitely help him. But let me see some of your comments below. I'll tell you what I'd say. Replacement Savic. Okay, so in regards to Pogba's replacement Savic, yes, I've heard that before as well, and I've talked about it, I think last year as well. Savic is a fantastic player. I think his disciplinary record is a cause for concern. He can play box to box. Definitely, he's got a bit of a bite on him as well. But AC Milan put in some ridiculous, not AC Milan, Lazio put in some ridiculous price tag on him, which kind of detracted a lot of teams out of the way. I'll tell you what, I'll be interested in regards to replacing Paul Pogba potentially is a chap called Eduardo Camavinga. For those of you who watch me on Twitch, I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. A lot of it is Football Manager, and you guys will know that I'm a huge fan of Eduardo Camavinga. He can play the Pogba role. He's young and he's well ahead of his age, you can say. And it's only a matter of time that he'll get snapped up by someone big for big money. I think United can go in there and potentially get him. You never know. Last bit of news is in regards to Sergio Romero. So Sergio Romero, this is according to Sun, that Sergio Romero is definitely training alone, and amidst that hopes of leaving the club in January. So I think it's a disgrace the way that United treating Sergio Romero. They didn't give him a transfer out of the club, especially when Dean Henderson returning in, and he's been training alone in the training group. He hopes to leave the club in the January transfer window on a free. I hope this is resolved, because his partner came out as well and gave a sort of scathing attack to United. And to be frank, if I was Sergio Romero, being content with second position, he's come on and done a fantastic job for us whenever he started for us. He's been at semi-finals for us, but unfortunately playing the finals, a lot of the finals he didn't play. And it's sad to see Sergio Romero. He likes the club, he likes being at the club, but United are treating him, in my opinion, I don't know what's happening in the background, but United are treating him in a real shit way. And he's been training alone recently, and he hopes to get a move away from in the January transfer window. And I hope for his sake, you know, he's a good keeper, he can offer so much more, he doesn't deserve to be treated like that. I hope that he can find the club at United. Let's have a look. Make sure you smash the like button, guys. I'm just gonna go quickly through some comment section before I end the stream. As I said, I don't do many live streams. It is short streams. I am currently in my lunch hour at work, so kind of yeah, you get the point. Fire says, yeah, I really like him. He could play alongside Fred in the midfield. I think so too. Camavinga is absolutely brilliant. Red Devil Weekly, big shout out to Red Devil Weekly. If you haven't checked out his content, do go and check out his content. He is also a Manchester United fan. He does loads of live streams and call-ins, etc, etc. Fantastic person as well. So do go and check out Red Devil Weekly. He says, with Dalot, if all he wants to keep Fosu Mensah, then we will probably see Dalot go to Milan. And I think in recent games, Fosu Mensah has been appearing, whether he started or kind of appearing sub appearances. I think it's looking like that currently at the moment. Camavinga is on a lot of top clubs radars from across Europe. Yep, definitely. Camavinga, with the quality that he has, I think a lot of clubs will be after him, and there's going to be a huge amount of competition. Red Devil Weekly says, Romero is better than sitting in the United reserves. Hope to see him playing for a good side soon. I 100% agree with that. And Faris says we should sell Fosu Mensah and keep Dalot. I would say we should give Fosu Mensah a loan. You know, take him out on loan. He's still young. And keep Dalot, you know, rather than sell him. At least you got options in the future. If Fosu Mensah comes back a better player, you got options between Wan-Bissaka, Dalot, and Fosu Mensah. And mind you, Fosu Mensah can be a centre back as well. He played in the centre back position as well. So rather than selling a young talent, just like a Tuanzebe who's been unlucky with injuries, I think keep him or give him out on loan and then assess it in the next couple of seasons. And if they're not good enough, sell him on. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining in. I hope to catch you guys, some of you guys, on my Twitch live stream later on today. That's happening at 5 p.m. UK time. It is going to be Football Manager stuff. We're so close to Football Manager 21, and I want to really complete the last season that I'm in at Manchester United. But thank you so much for being interactive, keeping the chat going, and joining in. And thank you so much for everyone that's going to come in later on and watch the stream. And as always, guys, stay Farafari.